Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Good Friday service. As Pastor Laura mentioned last night, these three services are meant to be one continuous service. And so tonight will once again end without a benediction. You are free to stay in the silence and in the darkness of the sanctuary at the end of service for as long as you would like. And just a quick word about the prayer stations that happen about halfway through on page 3. There will be an opportunity to come up and light a candle here in the altar space, as well as to write a prayer, a request, something you want to give up to God, a regret, whatever you would like, to write that on a slip of paper and to nail it to the cross that is outside. Those slips of paper will be gathered together and burned in the new fire at tomorrow's Easter Vigil. And you will also notice that you have inserts in your bulletins of the solemn reproaches. So if you finish early, or if neither of those prayer stations meet your fancy, you are more than welcome to stay seated in your pews and reflect on those prayers. Tonight is a service of readings, of singing, and of reflection. So we welcome you into this space. Again and again we have bound you and taken you captive, O Lord.
Because it's easier than facing the reality of what you ask of us.
Again and again you have been taken captive and your voice silenced.
Again and again you have been dragged out whenever it seems that quoting your name will justify our attempts to gain what we want at the expense of others.
Evil triumphs so often. Yours was one of thousands of deaths. From these times to now, thousands die in loneliness and fear, victims of the cruelty and the oppression of this world.
Remind us with every death that there is still so much to be done before love reigns and fear is driven away.
Once again, we don't want to face up to what we have done. We quickly seek to clean up the mess, to hide the evidence, to get life back to normal again.
We want it finished and the body put out of sight.
And yet that broken body, if we would only face it, is the evidence of the love we crave and the source of the healing we cry for.
Give us the hope that in this death we may find our own life. Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee and began to be grieved and agitated. Then he said to them, "My soul is deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me." going a little further, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want." And then he came to the disciples and he found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "So could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak."
Again he went away for the second time and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." Again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the same words. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? Now the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. Look, my betrayer is at hand."
Immediately while he was speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived, and with him there was a crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him and lead him away under guard." So when he came, he went up to him at once and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. Then they laid hands on him and arrested him. God of silent prayer, our spirits are willing, but we stumble and falter, and we lose our way. Help us find the strength to keep awake, even though the night darkens around us. Stay with us, Lord.
Those who had arrested Jesus took him to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders had gathered. But Peter was following him at a distance, as far as the courtyard of the high priest. And going inside, he sat with the guards in order to see how this would end.
The female servant came to him and said, "You also were with Jesus the Galilean." But he denied it before all of them, saying, "I do not know what you are talking about." When he went out to the porch, another female servant saw him, and she said to the bystanders, "This man was with Jesus the Nazarene." Again, he denied it with an oath, "I do not know the man." After a little while, the bystanders came up and said to Peter, "Certainly you are also one of them, for your accent betrays you." And then he began to curse, and he swore an oath, "I do not know the man." At that moment, the cock crowed. Then Peter remembered what Jesus had said. "Before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times." And he went out and wept bitterly.
When day came, the assembly of the elders of the people, both chief priests and scribes, gathered together, and they brought him to their council. They said, "If you are the Messiah, tell us." He replied, "If I tell you, you will not believe. And if I question you, you will not answer. But from now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God." All of them asked, "Are you then the Son of God?" He said to them, "You say that I am." Then they said, "What further testimony do we need? We have heard it ourselves from his own lips."
They bound him, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate, the governor. Now at the festival, the governor was accustomed to release a prisoner for the crowd, anyone whom they wanted. At that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Jesus Barabbas. So after they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you? Jesus Barabbas, or Jesus who is called Messiah?" For he realized that it was out of jealousy that they had handed him over. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent word to him, "Have nothing to do with that innocent man, for today I have suffered a great deal because of a dream about him." Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowds to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus killed. The governor again said to them, "Which of the 2 do you want me to release for you?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "What then should I do with Jesus who is called the Messiah?" And all of them said, "Crucify him!" And then he asked why, what evil has he done? But they shouted all the more, "Crucify him!"
So when Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, he took some water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, "I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves." Then the people as a whole answered, "His blood be on us and on our children." So he released Barabbas for them, and after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified. Merciful Lord, too often we join the crowd in their cries of "Crucify him." Fill our hearts with the compassion and love that define your time here on earth. Soften our hearts, O Lord. The soldiers wove a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they dressed him in a purple robe. They kept coming up to him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews," and striking him on the face. After mocking him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him away to crucify him. As they went out, they came upon a man from Cyrene named Simon. They compelled this man to carry his cross.
2 others also, who were criminals, were led away to be put to death with him. When they came to the place that is called the Skull, they crucified Jesus there with the criminals. One on his right and one on his left. Then Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." King of Kings, you came to us as a king unlike any this world has ever seen. Help us to reflect on how you showed power, not through force, but through service, and empower us with your love, O Lord.
When they had crucified him, they divided his clothes among themselves by casting lots. Then they sat down there and kept watch over him. Over his head they put the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews."
One of the criminals who were hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation, and we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And he replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise."
Meanwhile, standing near the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing beside her, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Here is your mother." And from that hour the disciple took her into his own home. Source of infinite mercy, even in the face of death and humiliation, you sought forgiveness on our behalf. May we learn to forgive others as we have been forgiven. Help us to forgive, O Lord.
From noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is, my God, why have you forsaken me?"
After this, when Jesus knew that all was now finished, he said, in order to fulfill the scripture, "I am thirsty." A jar full of sour wine was standing there. So they put a sponge full of the wine on a branch of hyssop and held it to his mouth. When Jesus had received the wine, he said, "It is finished."
The curtain of the temple was torn in two. Then Jesus, crying out with a loud voice, said, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." Having said this, he breathed his last. Steadfast God, we know that no matter how great our sin might be, you will not forsake us. Be the anchor that holds us steady when storms of life seek to overwhelm us. Hold us fast, O Lord.
When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who also was himself a disciple of Jesus. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate ordered it to be given to him. So Joseph took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his new tomb, which he had hewn into the rock. He then rolled a great stone over the door of the tomb and went away. God of new beginnings, help us to linger at the tomb as we marvel at your love for the world. Remind us that death does not have the final word, and lift our tear-filled eyes to see the promise of new life and hope that are found in the empty tomb. Guide us on our journey, O Lord. Amen.
Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there